Well, with us now, Under-18s Manager Rob Tuvey. Hanworth Villa coming up on Monday night, a big FA Youth Cup tie away to them. Bit of an unknown quantity, we've got to be sort of on our guard a little bit with it.
Yeah, me and Robbo went and watched them versus Gillingham in the last round, like we do with any opponent in the Youth Cup. A really, really good side, played really well on the night. We know Nigel quite well, their manager, Nigel James. He's worked with Rudy and a few other boys within the academy. He's a good friend of the academy, so it'd be really good to play against him. And I'm sure he know a lot about our boys. But yeah, we like to think that we've done our homework on them. We like to think that we know a lot about them. And this competition, it's one-off games and that, so you can't take anyone, can't underestimate anyone. But we go there with a game plan and make sure that we see that through.
You've been in those groups that have been part of the wins at Watford and Newcastle as well. This one coming up now, I suppose it's the reverse dynamic in a way, isn't it? It's sort of like they'll be looking at us as the bigger team in this.
Yeah, and that's I think that's a good thing in a way. We play on the story of Wimbledon a lot, being the underdog and coming through. But no, this is where we want to be. I think as an academy, this is the next step for us, is to be punching above our weight and going to grounds and sort of exceeding expectations a little bit, and knowing that we're there as the overdog a little bit. And when we play these teams, we've got an expectation in the academy to get into the latter rounds of this competition now. We want to get in the 5th and 6th round of this competition. We see no reason why we can't do that this season. So yeah, there is a bit of expectation. The expectation comes from within the dressing room, as well as from Michael, from Robbo, from the gaffer as well. So no, and we've got to rise to that pressure.
Credit to Hanworth Villa as well. I mean, as you say, you know a few people there. You look at coaching models and so on. Is that something you're thinking, wow, they're doing something right there, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Nigel James Academy has done really, really good work throughout the years in that, and we've sent boys there to get a bit of extra training because the programme that they have there is so good, and it's just credit to Nigel and his coaches for the work they've done within the community as well. And these boys, we've had a few with us before, unfortunately didn't get a contract with us, but they're still really good players and definitely could play at our level. So we know what a tough game it will be. The boys are in under no illusions what a tough game it will be, and we have to be on our A game on Monday.
So we've got to talk about the leasing.com trophy. Good preparation for you in a way. Of course, we're out of that competition, but for so many of those young players of ours to have acquitted themselves so well in the lead up to this, you must be so pleased with them.
Yeah, no, we're so proud of them as an academy, and we can't thank the gaffer enough and all his staff enough, really. They've come in and they've really bought into the academy, and they've set us a target of getting a homegrown 11 out at some point in the future, and that's something that's really in our minds when we see them boys out there. And that's just part of their journey last night. We're not over-celebrating that too much. That's our jobs at the end of the day, is to get them out on the pitch and get them out there playing for the first team. But ultimately, we'll celebrate when they've made 200 appearances for Wimbledon and forge a great career in the future as well.
Absolutely. And of course, we spoke after the last round against Leyton Orient. They did so well in the second half. Things they could learn from in the first half. Do you think they've responded to that? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's the occasion, not letting the occasion get the better of you. Monday night will be different. I'm sure Hanworth will try and generate a crowd there, and we'll be going there under a little bit of pressure, which is a bit different. But we've got to learn to deal with that pressure, and there'll be times in their career where we'll play FA Cup games here, hopefully, and we'll be the overdog again, and they've got to sort of really rise to that pressure and just do what we do. And every time that we've performed and do what we do this season, we've been really, really good. So that's the main thing ahead of Monday, is stick to the game plan, know the game plan. The boys are a heavy part of that game plan. The game plan doesn't just come from me and Robbo and the other staff. It comes from the boys. We've gone through stuff this morning. The boys are picking out stuff what they want to bring to the game plan. So it's very much self-managing athletes is a massive part of our programme. That's something that we want to keep developing, and that. So yeah, it's not just me, it's the boys as well, and we'll be ready. And yeah, just stick to the game plan.
I remember a few years ago we went to Fakenham Town, and for them in the FA Youth Cup as well, it was a really big night for them, and they made us feel really welcome. Yeah. Obviously Hanworth are going to have their own following there as well. How important is it for you to get a lot of Dons fans down to this game?
Yeah, it's massive. We say it all the time, but for the boys to play in front of the fans is so important. After the last round, it was really good to walk into the main bar after and see the boys mixing in with the fans and talking to them, and they really understood after what it meant to these fans. And I see the comments on Twitter last night, the fans so proud to see homegrown players out there, and that's what this club's built on. This club's always been built on producing their own and that, and making sure that we get homegrown 11 out there one day. That's our dream, and these boys really, really know what it means to play for Wimbledon. I install it in them every day. The club installs it in them every day. I listened to the gaffer after the game last night, who obviously has played for the club, and he's talking about homegrown players and what it means to the fans and everything like that. And we know these boys want to see fans there. They want to play for the fans. They want to play for themselves and their family, obviously. But to have fans there will be so important on the night. And it's a privilege for us to wear that yellow and blue and to see fans there, hopefully supporting us to a win.